Hello, hello. Amira Alvarez here, founder and CEO of The Unstoppable Woman. So today I want to talk about how to determine whether your past, what you learned in your childhood, the programming that got put into your subconscious mind, it's everywhere, but we think of it up here, is stopping you from getting what you want right now. Okay? So much of how we show up in this world is based on the programming that we learned when we were very small, under 9 years old. And if we don't recognize that that is what's driving us and creating our lives right now, we will always be stuck around this. Okay? We're always going to be limited. So as some of you know, I have been experiencing a lot of exhaustion throughout the day. Now, it's not constant, and yes, there is a physical cause to it. Yes, I'm working with a practitioner. All of that stuff is real and true. And yet I have to ask myself, because I walk the walk, I talk the talk, whatever that expression is. Like, I do the work myself that I work with my clients on and teach people. Okay? So I had to ask myself, if we create our outcomes, we're always at cause. What is it that I am doing to create this? Now, yes, there is a physical cause to this, but I'm always looking for how we are manifesting these hidden things from our past and how they're showing up. So I want to talk to you about what I discovered and how this has helped me. So the first thing I want to give you, number one, is you have to ask yourself, what is happening right now? You have to step out of yourself, go into witness perspective, step out of the story, step out of this is how I'm feeling, this is the gunk that I'm in right now, and just go super neutral with yourself. What is the result of this right now? So I had to ask myself, what is the result of being exhausted right now? Okay, there's lots. I'm not doing as much work in the world. I'm not helping as many people. I'm not making as many sales, which is not entirely true anymore, but there was a point where that was the case. There's, not showing up with friends and family with the same kind of energy. There's all sorts of things that show up. But the thing that dropped for me was I was getting attention around being exhausted, being sick, something physical going on. Now, isn't that interesting? And it caused me to recognize a whole pattern from my childhood of where, now I'm sharing a lot here, where when I finally got physically ill, I got attention from my parents. Now, this might seem, for my father in particular, this might seem obvious now, right? I've said it out loud, but it wasn't obvious until I really looked at what the result was of this exhaustion. Look at that, getting attention. I'm getting attention. Now, I may want attention for other reasons. I may not want it for being physically incapacitated or troubled, right? And yet that's how I was getting attention. So you want to look at, when you do this, it's not all the stuff is negative, right? So I listed off a few that were kind of negative in the beginning, but attention generally we think of as a positive thing. Oh, isn't that interesting? I want that. And so I'm getting it through this vehicle that actually isn't serving me. Okay? So we need to look at our actual results and get incredibly honest and transparent with ourselves. This is what's actually going on here. Oh, isn't that interesting? Zero judgment, zero shame, zero guilt, right? Because all of that just keeps it locked. Now, what do you do with it once you recognize it? You give yourself an alternative to that avenue for whatever result that you're getting. You take different actions to get the result that you want. The different actions that are a positive, beneficial for you, truly, wholly, not just end result wise, way. You do something different in your life instead of just doing it the same way. So I'll keep you guys posted on this. But the question for you is, if you are having an experience right now, here's how to break it down. If you're having an experience right now that is not what you want, okay, then look at the follow-on results from that experience. So I'm using myself as an example right now because I'm having exhaustion and I don't particularly want that, okay? But it could be for you, fights with your partner. It could be not being able to keep good team in place. You can't hire good people. They always leave, all that story, that nonsense, right? You might be overwhelmed by how much work you have in your business. You might not be making sales in your business. You might be struggling with cash flow in your business. What are some of the other things that you can't focus, okay? You're always procrastinating. What is the follow-on? You got to ask yourself, what is the follow-on result of that? Both the positive and the negative. We often see the negative, but you want to look at the positives too. What is the result here? How is that serving you? And to pull back the layers and be incredibly honest with yourself that this potentially negative thing here is giving you some sort of outcome that you actually want. It might be a back-asswards way of getting there, but it's actually a positive thing that you want. Now, you want this, but you don't want the same cause. That's not the thing that you want. So the answer is, and this is the law of cause and effect, you can put a new cause into effect, okay? You can still get the outcome that you want, but you have to do something different at the get-go, okay? You have to change the cause. That's the magic. But you're only able to work this magic, okay, when you get truly honest with yourself, okay? And you do that by looking at your results. Okay, rock it out. Hope you have an awesome day. If you have questions about this, please post. If you want to tell me what you're currently experiencing and what your results are and have me help you unpack that, please post, okay? Really, take this seriously. It can change your life. Okay, rock it out. Be unstoppable. Take care. I'm Amira Alvarez. Bye-bye.